Hi guys. Excuse my crazy hair at the moment. It is a long weekend, which I'm really excited about. I have done the vacuuming. I went on a walk, so I've done 6 days now. When I'm at work, I do about anywhere between 15 and 17,000 steps. And so I really wanted to do that on Saturday, and today is my rest day. So I actually did 6 days this week, which was great. I feel like I'm sounding a little bit off, but that's because I have come back from New Zealand, and it was 27 degrees the day I came back, and it's been about 23 to 25 degrees since I came back, but it gets really cold in the morning, and obviously it was not this temperature in New Zealand at all. So my body is just reacting to that. So far this long weekend, I have talked to my mom. She was okay, but she did try to throw out there that she thought that I should help pay for my brother. And I was like, no. And she was like, but you make more money than us. Yes. But my rent is double what there is. And on some weeks, which I don't think is this month, but is 4 times a year, is actually an extra $600 on top of that. So it's, instead of it just being double, theirs is $1,200, mine's $2,400. But then there's 4 times a year, but it's $3,200. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 31. No, 27, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Where it's 3,000. So it is like more than theirs. We probably pay relatively around the same power, and she pays like $3 less than I do in internet. So if anyone pays more, it's me. And yeah, so she was trying to say I pay more, so I should be paying for my brother and my niece at the moment. And I was like, no way. Now my brother heard this and he was like appalled, like, what the heck? I've not asked her to pay for me whatsoever. Because my mom wants him to pay for rent, and he says he can't afford rent, on top of doing the grocery shop for everybody, and he pays for gas to drive my mom around. Anyway, so that was mind-boggling. She's never ever said anything like that to me before. So that was crazy. I was just like, no way. I, one, want to live my life, and two, I'm actually $25,000 in debt, which I don't like to say because I don't like being in debt. And actually, I have not paid the loan that I need to pay last time, and I won't pay it again this time because I don't have enough money in there. But I'm going to get back on top of that. I need to just make sure that I always have money in it, but I used too much money when I was in New Zealand, so I screwed myself over. Cannot do that mistake again. Need to put money away for that loan. So I will do that. Make sure I do that in July and in June. But yeah, so I was a little bit frustrated about that. Anyways, I talked to her. Apparently my uncle in Vancouver, who I have no relationship really with at ever. I've met him once. I'm trying to remember if I met him. I know I met him in Ontario, and it wasn't a good, pleasant trip. He wasn't very kind to my brother. my brother was a little shit, but he wasn't kind to my brother, and he actually got told he wasn't allowed to come back. I think I saw him when I went in 2005. No, 2004 summer. I think I may have seen him in Vancouver, but I'm not sure. I think that was during the time where he was not there majority of the time. He was like living in Calgary, I think. He was living somewhere else, working somewhere else. So when I went to visit my aunt, my cousin, I don't actually know if he was there. And if he was there, I actually didn't spend much time with him. Anyways, he's just had a stroke, which is awful. I feel bad. My aunt, there's a few aunts who don't really talk too much of the family. And this is one aunt. There's a couple reasons, but this is one of the aunts who doesn't. Not sure if it's just for religious reasons or whatever. Anyway, she's not super close to the siblings. Like I said, there's two sisters that aren't very close to the siblings. And there's 3 siblings that are somewhat close. And then one that kind of sits on the fence. And then there's these other 2. I don't think I'm missing anyone. No. And anyways, my aunt's husband has had a stroke, which is not really good. I feel really bad for my cousin, because it must be so hard for her to see her dad like that. And she's doing most of the like staying with him and stuff. Yeah, I'm not going to go into that. But yeah, she's been doing most of the stuff for my uncle. And yeah, so I feel really bad for her. She is the cousin who is under me. There is, I believe, 13 of us now, because one of my aunts had a child really late in life. So I think she's the youngest of us, of our nieces and nephews, and even then she isn't. I mean, cousins, and even then she isn't that young. I think something ridiculous, like, could be going closer to 20 now, which is just mind-boggling. Pretty sure she was born in 2007. So yeah, she would be 18. Gosh, actually, it's not even a her, it's a he now. He would be 18. That's just mind-boggling. That, not that it's a he, but that they are now 18. Craziness. That's gone so fast. But yeah, the youngest is 18 and the oldest is... I'm turning 45. I think my brother is 48. So the oldest cousin is 40. Is almost... She's already 48 and my brother's 47 at the moment, I think. He turns 48 in July. And the oldest cousin turns 49. Which, again, insane. Turns 49. Like, it's insane to think that we're all getting so old. I don't even know why I'm talking about this right now. Like, that's just craziness. Anyway, so it's the cousin after me, so she's like 35, maybe, which is insane. I've seen her... Look, my cousins were all really spread out. I have a cousin who I've grew up with, that I'm severely close with, that is 11 years younger than me, the same age as my baby brother, that I'm really close with. And then there's the older girl cousin who was closer with my brother. I did see her quite a bit because her parents came to visit us quite frequently, and then I went to her wedding in 1998, And when I went home in 2018, I saw her as well. I saw her in 2001, 2001 as well. So I saw her a little bit as a child. We weren't really close, but we did hang out quite a bit in 1998. I saw her again in 2001. And then I saw her again in 2018, and hung out with her for an afternoon. So that's her, and then the one under me is the one that's in Vancouver. She came down for Christmas once, and I saw her for Christmas. And I don't know if that's the time where my uncle wasn't allowed to come. I thought she came down again for summer. I think I saw her again in the summer, and it was the summertime then, because I was a teenager. But I think I was a teenager. Anyways, I can't remember. And then I saw her again in 2004 summer. I went and stayed there for like a week or two. So yeah, she's the one that's under me. And then after her is another one that I didn't grow up with at all. I didn't meet her until I was in my 20s. And then after her is the cousin that I am close with, the girl cousin that I am close with, and then the next girl cousin after her actually is not a girl cousin anymore, it's a boy cousin. So there's only her, and then the next one is now 18, and is now a boy. So there wasn't very many girl cousins. We all lived all around, spread out between Vancouver, Calgary, London, St. Thomas, and New Brunswick. So we were all spread out, and then there's boys spread out as well in between us. There's 2 boys that are directly under me before a girl cousin comes along. And then I think there's a girl, boy, it was, anyways. Then there's a bunch of boys. Between the 2 older cousins, not the older cousins, but between the 2, like the one that I'm close with, and we're all kind of buddied up. Yeah, we're all kind of buddied up as boy-girl, which is quite interesting, except for there's 2 girls, one that was in Calgary, one that was in St. Thomas. They were close. They were close there, and then after them is just boys. Just boys? Yes, just boys now. 1, 2, 3 boys. Yeah, 3 boys now. I'm after them. Anyways, that's my family tree. Or the next lot of cousins. And then there's one girl, a boy and a girl, and a boy. I think 5 second cousins. I think. Don't quote me on that. Pretty sure 5 second cousins. Because one has 3. One has 3. Oh no, 6. Because another one's just had a baby girl. Lots of girls in the next generation. And so there's the oldest girl who is just turned 20, I think. Crazy. And then second cousin. And then under her is a boy, and then a girl, and then a boy and another girl. Yeah. Anyways, I wasn't even talking about that really, so I don't even know why that happened, but sorry for that. Anyway, so yeah, that happened. Talked to my aunt a little bit about my uncle. Try to touch base with that cousin that I don't really talk to. She hasn't messaged me back. Talked to my uncle in Calgary, because I've got an uncle and an aunt in Calgary, but they don't really talk to each other much. And went to church today. Went on a walk yesterday, and it was quite interesting because I was really, really sad when I went on my walk. I hadn't taken a B vitamin in a couple days, and so I was really sad, and I think I was feeling like, I went away to New Zealand, and I had my cup full, and then all of a sudden I came back, and it was a stressful week because I have a child who's having issues and lashing out quite a bit. And so, I don't know, for some reason I just felt like crying. And I put on worship music and I just went. And as I was going, and I tell you, I feel like God's never really spoken to me, in ages, like He's speaking to me now. And it's just so mind-boggling to me. Yeah. Anyways, I just felt along this walk as I was listening to worship music. He was just telling me that he was reminding me that he's always fought for me, from day one. He has always fought for me. He's been the one guy. I picture him as a guy. Some people picture him as a girl. I picture him as a guy. And he's the one person in my life who has always been there for me, has always fought for me, regardless of whether or not I wanted him around or wanted to have a relationship with me. He's always fought for me and just reminded me that I am enough. And, I was reminded of, we just celebrated Easter. He even died for me to have a relationship with me specifically. He wants me in his life. He wants me to rely on him. He just loves me, cares for me, fights for me, and I'm worth fighting for. And that's a hard concept for me to grasp because I've never had a guy come to bat for me, ever. My entire life. I can't tell you a guy who has stuck up for me. I think my uncle, who I'm really close with, would 100% if someone did wrong by me or whatever, but even then he stays out of a lot of stuff, so he never said anything about what happened with my ex or whatever like that. He's never tried to go to bat for me, and I really feel like God is that person that goes to bat for me. Whenever I feel this war going on inside me or anything like that, he just goes to bat for me, and he fights for me, and he tells me that I'm enough, and he tells me that he loves me no matter what, and he tells me that he's always there for me, and that he'll protect me, and he'll take care for me. And I just had this overwhelming sense of that yesterday, and it was such a beautiful thing, and it could only come from God because it literally came out of the absolute blue. Yeah, it was such a cool experience. It really was. And then it was interesting today during church. We were talking about we're doing practicing the way, and we were talking about formation today and the things that form you and stuff like that. And at the very end of the message today. He was talking about how we can make ourselves feel very isolated in forming and trying to be the person that we want to be, and thinking that we have to do this on our own and that we can't contribute unless we've got this formation down properly and stuff like that. And I thought to myself, holy crap, like that is exactly how I viewed church and people and myself before I moved to Australia. I had got myself into this rut that I couldn't go to church because my husband didn't go to church. I, felt bad going to church. Like I had a black mark around me and I felt like I needed to I couldn't be involved or do anything because I didn't have that community, and nobody could learn from me because, I wasn't the perfect Christian, even though I'm never going to be the perfect Christian. I had put up all these walls thinking that I needed to not have other people come in to help me grow, strengthen me, encourage me, challenge me in my faith to move forward. I very much was I need to go to church. I need to do my thing. I can't be about anybody else. I need to get myself right before I can even talk to somebody else. And it was such a diluted mind frame. And he was saying during this formation, the guy that John Mark is the one that runs Practicing the Way as a pastor, and he was saying this is, as you're building your formation, other people need to input to that. Your experiences, your environment, your relationships, your belief system, what your habits are, all of that imparts to the formation of who you are, and whether you, and thinking about as you're forming yourself, who and what are you forming yourself for? What is your ultimate goal? And so it was just really thought-provoking. And, when I think about it, I'm my ultimate goal is to be with Jesus, to walk with Jesus, to get to eternity with him. That is honestly the only thing that kind of matters for me. Yes, I want to do some of these other things, and I have a bucket list and stuff like that, but strip everything else away. I want to be a good person. I want to be able to, I look forward to, and as weird as it sounds, I do look forward to not being here anymore and not having any of the pain or the heartache or the constantly trying to see myself as somebody else sees me, and constantly trying to do and say the right thing to not get in trouble or let people down or get me off that pedestal. I'm longing for the day where I can just sit and walk with Jesus and have these conversations and find out why is it taking me so long to become a mom? Or will I become a mom? Or will I, I do feel I'm going to share my life with somebody else. I just don't know when or how that looks like. But yeah. Anyways, just food for thought. Things that are just swirling around in my head. And you guys just get to come along for this journey. So that is where I'm at right now, guys. So I thought I would share. I've done all my housework today. I'm just currently waiting on my last load of laundry so that I can, or my only load of laundry for this weekend, so I can hang it out. And I'm watching Amazing Race. I was watching Sullivan's Crossing. It was a bittersweet. I am going to a Christian's conference on Saturday. I'm so excited. A girl from my church, we're gonna maybe do our weekly meetup again, our monthly meetup again this week, maybe. I'm not sure for sure if it's gonna be this week, but we're doing that this week or next week. I might go to coffee with one of the girls from that group that I'm trying to touch base with and make sure I touch base at church, and I email or message. There's another girl I need to message now after I finish this, who I didn't get to see today. And yeah, so this one of these older girls, she's got a friend who is part of another church, and they're doing like a woman's retreat. So I'm excited for that because I just don't feel like I will go to church on Sunday because it's Mother's Day, and like I'm not sure I'm quite ready for that. But I get to go to this Christian conference, and that's going to be way better than the church service on Sunday. But it just means I'm up early. I'm not sure where I'm going, but someone's going to come get me, and we're going to go spend the day wherever it is, worshiping together and learning about Jesus. And I love conferences, so I am very excited for the knowledge and whatever God wants to do, or the seeds he wants to plant to like start this new journey. Like I feel like this next 6 months is going to get brighter. I'm very optimistic that things are just gonna turn my way, so we'll see. We've got a new government. I'm not exactly sure fully how that's going to react. It might mean that my kids are going to go from 2 days of being able to get 2 days subsidy to 3 days subsidy. I need to look into that and find out when that comes into play, because that's obviously good. The more time kids get to come to daycare and it be subsidized for their parents, the better. New stuff's going to be going on about Medicare, which is the health insurance type thing, the free healthcare. So that's cool. Taxes might be a little bit lower, so you might, instead of it being a bracket of, there's like all this kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't really understand it. I didn't vote because I didn't get anything to vote. But I've only been in the country 6 months, so it's fine. But I do think I'm going to be here for like a decade. But yeah, they do things a little bit differently. It was like liberal or labor, and labor won, not liberal. So I don't know if liberal is the same as national, or don't really know, guys. I really don't know. And I don't know the implications, so I'm interested to know the implications. It's really weird because I normally know what's going to happen, but I have a PD on Torres Strait Islanders and Aboriginals on Tuesday, so that's going to be exciting as well, because that's going to be my first not Native American but Aboriginal type stuff here in Australia, so that'll be cool. That's for an hour. I'll work 8:30 to 4, and then I'll go off the floor 4 to 5. I'll probably get off the floor just before 4 to click the link and get everything set up. I think I have to do it on my phone, but I need to find that out because I don't know if the computers have Zoom and how easy it will be to access that. So I need to talk to my manager. But my laundry's just gone, so I am going to go. I am going to pour myself another drink. This was Canadian Club and Coke, but I have some Jim Beam in there, so I'm going to pour myself another Coke, finish watching Amazing Race, and then I might start You. So we'll see about that. Have a great evening, guys. Bye.